Good day everyone, my name is Nabila. Today my team and I am going to discuss about the topic pollution. Pollution is the introduction of harmful materials into the environment. There are 8 types of pollutions that we are going to discuss in this video today. And I'm going to talk about the water pollution. Water pollution can be defined as the contamination of a stream, river, lake, ocean or any other stretch of water, depleting water quality and making it toxic for the environment and humans. Marine dumping, radioactive waste and agriculture is the major reason for water pollution. Garbages such as paper, plastic, aluminium, glass and rubber are mostly deposited into the sea. These items take weeks to hundreds of years to decompose and thus they are a major cause for water pollution. Radioactive waste can linger in the environment for thousands of years. When these substances are released accidentally or disposed improperly, they threaten groundwater, surface water, as well as marine resources. Agriculture has an impact on water pollution due to the uses of chemicals such as fertilizer and pesticides running off in the air. Water pollution affects on both environment and human health. Water pollution truly harms biodiversity and aquatic ecosystem. Water pollution is also a very negative effect on public health. A lot of disease result from drinking or being in contact with contaminated water such as diarrhea, cholera, dysentery or skin infections. And there are few ways to solve water pollution by preventing. We can prevent water by green agriculture and wastewater treatment. Globally, agriculture accounts for 70% of water resources, so it is essential to have climate-friendly crops, efficient irrigation that reduce the need for water and energy, efficient for food production. Green agriculture is also crucial to limit the chemicals that enter the water. Water waste treatment consists of removing pollutants from wastewater through a physical, chemical or biological process. The more efficient these processes are, the cleaner the water becomes. Thank you.
Air pollution consists of chemicals and particles in the atmosphere that pose serious health and environmental threats. But what causes air pollution and what does it mean for our planet? Some air pollution come from natural sources like volcanic eruption, wildfire or allergens. But most air pollution results from human activities, such as energy used in agriculture. There are different types of human-made air pollution. When we burn fossil fuels to produce energy, they release greenhouse gases into the air. These emissions such as carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide and fluorinated gases trap heat from the sun in Earth's atmosphere, leading to a rise in global temperatures. This creates a cycle where air pollution contributes to climate change and climate change creates higher temperatures. In turn, higher temperature intensifies some type of air pollution. For example, climate greenhouse gases can increase levels of ultraviolet radiation. Smoke is also a type of air pollution that reduces visibility and has serious health effects. Smoke can be divided into categories. One is sulfurous and two is photochemical. Sulfurous smoke is made up of chemical compounds called sulfur oxides. It occurs when burning sulfur fuels such as coal. Photochemical smoke, also called ground level ozone, is a result of the reaction between sun and nitrogen oxides come from car exhaust. Volatile organic compounds are released from gasoline, paint and many cleaning solvents. Smoke not only creates a brown haze that reduce visibility but also harms plant, irritates the eyes, and causes respiratory disease. Another category of air pollution is toxic pollution. There are chemicals such as mercury, lead, and benzene that are released during gas or coal combustion waste. In addition to adverse environmental effect, toxic air pollution can cause cancer, reproductive complication, and birth defects. While air pollution for our planet have a solution. How we can control air pollution is we should use public transport. For example, bicycle, walking for short distances. And then we need to switch off the airplanes when we use. And then we always need to recycle and reuse, and then minimize using plastic bag, and always bring a paper bags.
Thank you, Nabila, for the information of air pollution. Hi, my name is Anis. I'm going to continue with another type of pollution, which is light pollution. Some people may wonder what is a light pollution. Have you heard it? You must not be hear it, but you must be seeing it. Actually, the light pollution is all over the world, especially in countries that have a tall buildings such as Dubai, Malaysia, Shanghai, and Hong Kong. You know that 18% of people lost their view of night sky because of overpowering of artificial light. That is huge amount. Let me explain what is a light pollution. Light pollution is misdirect, excessive, or obstructive artificial lights that usually is outdoor. The pollution of night environment by the anthropogenic lights is also known as light pollution. For example, this pollution actually caused by a huge amount of light on the building, on the street, floodlight in the stadium, and the lights used in the industrial area. The pollution may disturbing ecosystem because light pollution poses a serious threat, in particular to nocturnal wild animals, having a negative impact on plants and animals' physiology. It also can be confused for the migratory pattern of animals, alter competitive interaction of animals, change predator-prey relations, and could be physiological harms. The rhythm of life is arranged by the natural diurnal pattern of light and dark. It also can be disrupting to the pattern impact of ecological dynamics. With respect to adverse health effect, humans actually will be affected to the light pollution. This can lead to sleeping disorder and other health problems. The other health problem is actually increased headache, work fatigue, mentally stress, some form of obesity due to lack of sleep, anxiety, and maybe you will find a symptom of cancer. Other than that, our eyes is the most affected organ in human body. Health effects are not due to over-illuminating or excessive exposure like over time. It is also improper spectral composition of light, such as the certain color will affect our eyes, especially for who wear spectacles. The good news is light pollution can be controlled by us as a human. Have to use the light when and where we are needed and turn off it if we are not using it. Other than that, we also can use energy efficient bulbs that can serve the earth, and by using a efficient amount of power that required by the ministry. In my opinion, as a household, we should take responsibility to control light pollution by turning off our lights when we are not using it. Other than that, we also can use energy efficient bulbs and using bulb according to the volt time. We also can celebrate Earth Day on 22nd of April, which we have to turn our lights for about an hour to celebrate the Earth Day. Other than that, government should take regulations to force the big company that have building to reduce their lights. Fun fact, do you know that artificial lights actually can disrupt the seasonal cycle of tree? And light pollution can kill millions of birds in a year. That is too harmful for us. All for light pollution, I will pass to my friends.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Ainina. I'm from Group 4. I want to talk about pollution. What is pollution? Pollution is the introduction of harmful materials into the environment. There are many types of pollution, and one of them is land pollution. Land pollution. Land pollution, in other words, means degradation or destruction of the Earth's land surface and soil directly or indirectly as a result of human activities. It is similarly when we misuse the land resources, the land pollution happens. It is obviously the land pollution emerged to become one of the serious issues nowadays. There are various causes which contribute to this pollution. The various substances that spill on the land cause land pollution. The most common ones are garbage. This is because we find garbage in every household. Tons of garbage is produced by common household annually. When such massive amount get generated, the ways to dispose of it fall short. Therefore, all of this garbage gets dumped onto land. This land of disposal is referred to as a landfill. It is because basically a wastage of free land which also gives birth to new problems. For instance, this landfill release toxic gases to harm living beings as well as the ozone layer. Next is farming. We know farming is very important for every person. They fulfill our food demands. However, irresponsible farming also becomes very harmful sometimes. By clearing of forests for land area also makes way for land pollution. Moreover, by using the insecticide and fertilizer spray also damage the land. This is effects of land pollution. Land pollution touches essentially every area of the living world, including polluted soil and habitat shifting. Polluted soil, which leads to loss of fertile lands for agriculture. Meanwhile, habitat shifting, when deforestation and soil erosion are in progress, animals are forced to move from their natural habitats to find shelter and food. This also leads to loss of lives. Guys, how to prevent the land pollution? How? Okay, I give you two how to solve the problem. One is 3R, is mean reduce, reuse, and recycle, and another one is reforestation. One is 3R. 3R means reduce, reuse, and recycle. We need to make people aware of this concept of 3R. Okay, there are many things we can do to reduce our contribution to land pollution. Two is reforestation. Reforestation involves replanting an area with trees. This can be needed for area that has experienced wildfires, for instance, or where trees had been chopped down and mounted. This process helps to bind the soil, which helps to protect it from land pollution. Okay, that's all for land pollution. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you. Bye.
Noise pollution, known as environmental noise or sound pollution, is propagation of noise with raging impact of activity of human or animal life, most of them harmful to a degree. The source of outdoor noise worldwide is mainly caused by machine, transport, and propagation system. Poor urban planning may give rise to noise disintegration or pollution. Side-by-side industrial and residential buildings can result most noise pollution in residential area. Some of the main sources of non-residential area include loud music, transportation, loud care maintenance, construction, electrical, generator, explosion, and people. Documented problems associated with noise urban environment go back as far as Rome. Today, the average noise level of 98 decibels exceeds the WHO value of 50 decibels allowed to resident area. Research suggests that noise pollution is the highest low-income and racial minority neighborhood, and sound pollution associated with household electricity generated with emerging environmental degradation with many developed nations. High noise level can contribute cardiovascular effects in humans and increase the incidence of coronary artery disease. In animals, noise can increase the risk of death by artery predator or predation and avoidance, interfere with reproduction and navigation, and contribute with permanent hearing loss. A substantial amount of the noise the human produce occur to the ocean. Up until recently, most of the research of noise impact has been focused on marine mammals and a lesser degree fish. Human disease caused by noise pollution, whether we realize we are subject to it or not. Noise pollution can be hazard to our health in various ways. Hypertension is in this case a direct result of noise pollution cause elevated blood level a long period of time. Hearing loss can be directly caused by noise pollution, whether listening to loud music in your headphone may expose to loud railing noise at work, heavy air and land traffic, or separate incident which is noise level reach dangerous environment. In such around 140 decibels for adults and 120 for children. Sleep disturbances are usually caused by causes air or land traffic at night, and they are serious conditions in the they can affect every performance and lead to the serious disease. Child development. Children appear to be more sensitive to noise pollution, and a number of noise pollution related disease and dysfunction are known of affect children from being impaired to psychological physical effect. Also, children who regularly use music player at high volume are risk as developing hearing dysfunction. In 2001, it was estimated that 12.5% of American children between age of 6 and to 90 years old are impaired hearing in one or both ear. Tips to avoid noise pollution is wear earplug whenever exposed to elevated noise level. Maintain a level of around 35 dB in your bedroom at night and around 40 dB in your house during the day. If possible, choose your residence as far removed from heavy traffic as you can. Avoid prolonged of your phone, especially at elevated sound level. If possible, avoid jobs with regular exposed to elevated sound level. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all my fellow audience. My name pollution, thermal pollution, industrial pollution, plastic pollution, and radioactive contamination. Today, I want to talk about plastic pollution. In this era of the globalization, plastic pollution is hotly debated issue. It is because people around the world use plastic in their daily life. For example, like polystyrene, straw, and plastic bag. As we can see, when we go to the restaurant, we still use straw, plastic, container, and polystyrene. And when we go to supermarket, we still use plastic. Even if we can be charged 20 cents, but we still want plastic. The continued by using plastic can cause the environmental pollution, especially pollution in the ocean. Meanwhile, estimate 1 million plastic bottles are bought in every minute, and 100,000 marine life were killed due by plastic every year. In Malaysia alone, it is estimated the average of 9 billion plastic used by Malaysia in every year, and most of them end up in the ocean. As we can see in the newspaper, for example, turtles die because they eat plastic which float on the sea because they think it is food. Global statistics showed 5 trillion plastic used by Malaysia in every year, and 13 billion ton of them dumped into the sea. Meanwhile, it is estimated 1 million plastic bottles were bought every minute, and 100,000 marine life will die because of the plastic. The solution that we can take to solve these matters is empowering the law. In 2018, the government has banned the use of plastic. This action was done step by step. For example, in market, communities and consumers are encouraged to bring their own paper bag from home, or they will be charged 20 cents for those who do not bring the paper bag. Meanwhile, in restaurants like McDonald's, KFC, or the other restaurant like Mama and food court, also not allowed to use straw, plastic bag, and polystyrene. Apart from being good for our environment, it also good to maintain our health. It is because if we continue use polystyrene such as straw, in the long term, it can make people easily to get sick. It is because polystyrene produce chemical, and we packaging our food with polystyrene and plastic bag, so that food can absorb all the chemical and it can cause a bad effect to our body health.
Hi Assalamualaikum to Madam Siti Zurina. Okay, I'm Nazirah binti Zulkafli, manometric 42023001791. Okay, today I will use some time to presenting to you about my topic. Okay, today I will present to you about my topic is industrial pollution. Okay, what do you understand about this topic? Okay, let me explain. What the meaning of industrial pollution? Okay, industrial pollution is the pollution which can be directly linked with the industry. Okay, this form of pollution is one of the leading causes of pollution worldwide. Industrial pollution can also impact air quality and it can enter the soil, causing widespread environmental problems. Okay, causes of industrial pollution. Okay, firstly, lack of policies to control pollution. Okay, this is because lack of effective policy and poor enforcement allow many industries to bypass laws made by the Pollution Control Board, which result in mass-scale pollution that affected the lives of many people. Okay, next, unplanned industrial growth. Okay, unplanned growth took place wherein those companies flout rules and norms and polluted the environment with poor air and water pollution. Okay, the last one of causes of industrial pollution is use of outdated technologies. Okay, most industries rely on old technologies to produce products that generate a large amount of waste. To avoid high costs and expenditure, many companies still make use of traditional technologies to produce high-end products. Okay, effects of industrial pollution on our environment. Okay, firstly is water pollution. Okay, the effects of industrial pollution are far-reaching and liable to affect the ecosystem for many years to come. Most industries require large amounts of water of their work. Okay, when involved in a series of process, the water comes into contact with heavy metals, harmful chemicals, radioactive waste, and even organic sludge. Okay, air pollution. Okay, air pollution is led to a steep increase various illness and it continues to affect us on a daily basis. With so many small, mid, and large scale industry coming up, air pollution has taken a toll on the health of the people and the environment. Okay, next, soil pollution. Okay, soil pollution creating problems in agriculture and destroying local vegetation. It also causes to the people that come in contact with such soil on a daily basis. Okay, global warming. Okay, global warming with the rise in industrial pollution. Global warming has been increasing at a steady pace. Smoke and greenhouse gases are being released by industry into the air, which causes an increase in global warming. Okay, the solution way to control or reduce industrial pollution. Okay, firstly, source control. Okay, adapting new technology, efficient training of employees to safe use and development of better technology for disposal of waste and being more conscious about the use of raw materials can help control industrial pollution at the source. Okay, next is recycling. Okay, recycling as much polluted water in the industries as possible by increased recycling efforts to reduce industrial pollution. Okay, next, industry site selection. Okay, consideration of location of the sites and the potential impact on the surrounding environment can help reduce harmful consequences. Okay, the last one is proper treatment or industrial waste. Okay, by developing and implementing adequate treatment facility for handling industrial waste and proper habits can reduce pollution. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kausalya and now I'm going to talk about radioactive pollution. The 1982 Bukit Merah radioactive pollution is a radioactive waste pollution. There is 7 deaths as a result of the pollution. Pollution actually basically from man-made nuclear substance and radioactive substance which are released from nuclear fallout like X-ray machine, nuclear reactor and nuclear waste. When we think of radiation, we imagine bomb and nuclear explosion. While these are serious sources of high-level radiation, there are many other sources that are much more common, practically ubiquitous, that generate low level of radiation and which basically remain unnoticed. How many of us think, for example, of cellular phones as a source of radiation? And yet, the cell phone and cell phone tower, corner phone, as well as TV, computer, microwave oven, broadcast antenna, military and aviation radar, satellite, and wireless internet are all sources of radiation. In the context, we could ask ourselves, is radiation really so bad? Radiation is instantaneous energy that travels to spread out as it goes. This is referred to an electromagnetic radiation. However, there are other types of radiation in low doses over longer time may still cause health problems, including neurological, reproductive, and cardiac dysfunctions. There is three types of radioactivities. Emission of alpha particle is proton and beta particle electron. Shortwave electromagnetic wave, which has also preferred as gamma. There is two types of causes of radioactive. One is natural and one is man-made. And natural causes of radioactive is example UV X-ray, cosmic X-ray, and radium-234 and uranium-235, and some more uranium-238 and thorium-232, and radium-222 and potassium-40 and carbon-14. There is a list of the natural causes of radioactive. And man-made causes of radioactive is X-ray during the diocese, or meaning and referring of uranium, thorium, plutonium, and extra, leakage of reactors, nuclear explore and test, and occupational expose. And now I'm going to talk about the effects of radioactive. Here is two types of effects, and one is short and one is long. First of all, I would like to talk about the short effects. And short effects is actually observed in short period of time agreed expose. Brings drastic morphological and physiological changes. This short effect can bring you a YBC, bone marrow, spin, cancer, chilling, and damage to your eyes. I'm going to talk about the long effect. Long effect is actually an effect is not seen immediately. It might also be observed agreed, and two germs toxically affect as mental and physical dermatitis will be invisible in future gen. We can still control our radioactive pollution by checking for leakage and avoiding diagnosis by X-ray, regular monitoring, and ban on nuclear test and use of nuclear bombs. There is many ways to dispose of the radioactive they should probably follow to avoid the radioactive pollution. First of all, dispose deep underground surface. Storage done only after the pre-treatment, buried in the suitable shield container 500 meter deep within rock below Earth's surface. Secondly, buried in specially constructed building. Thirdly, reprocessing the nuclear waste. Fourth, transmutation of isotope with a shorter half-life. Lastly, buried under Antarctical ice cap seabed in space outside Earth's gravitation field. And that's all from my side, and now I'm going to pass to my friend and she's going to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Pavitra Perumal and I live in Penang. Now I'm going to explain you guys about the last point and pollution of my group. The last pollution of my group is thermal pollution. Okay, what is thermal pollution? Where can we find it? Or how does it occur? Well, let me guys explain. First of all, the word thermal means hot or heat. The thermal pollution is made whenever the hot or heated water is discharged from the industrial processes straight away into water bodies such as rivers, lakes, or even occasionally into ocean, which may resulting in killing or injuring the aquatic organisms. That is thermal pollution. Now let us see the causes, guys. What are the causes? Well, first is the industrial waste such as hot coal, hot oil. They just leaked into the water. That is the cause. And the second cause is location of their place of their industrial places. Whenever, as we all know, right, whenever we say industrial places, they are always located beside the water bodies like rivers or even petroleum industry. They always located in the middle of the sea or the ocean. It is why, because they are going to use the clean water from the nature, from the mother nature, and they use it to clean or cool down the emissions inside the company. That is why they're going to use the water from rivers or even the lakes or even the ocean. Now let us see the effect, guys. As I said just now, guys, the toxic from the industry, they leaked into the water. It will be contain or consist a lot of huge amount of toxic inside it, inside the waste. Toxic such as carbon dioxide, arsenic, or even methane, which may increase the temperature of the water because it are all of it are hot. They are hot, so it may increase the water level. It may increase the water level into high temperature. Whenever this happens, the oxygen level of the water will be decreased. So whenever the oxygen decrease, the organisms or the flora and fauna in the water or the aquatic ecosystem will be so suffocate to breathe. Their breathing system will be suffocate. And the next thing is, whenever the increase in the temperature, the density of the water will be decreased, and also the quality of the water will be decreased. When consist a lot of toxic inside the water, it will be consist a lot of toxic. Even when human, it's harmful. It is harmful to human. Even when we consume the water from the rivers, it will make us to defeated by the disease called cholera or etc. Even when pregnant women consume that water, the babies or the growing babies inside the stomach will be suffocated. Even fauna, the animals which are mating and then they are going to have a baby, the newborn baby will be suffocated in because they have to grow in the water. That is the habitat. So the toxic level in the water is very harmful, that may cause to even extinction of this kind of species. Finally, how are we going to stop this thing? Well, we can stop this thing by building cooling ponds. Whenever industrial places have to, this will help the industry to be to release cool and purify water, even recycle water into the rivers. So like doing this, we can defend human and also flora and fauna to be directly or indirectly suffocate. So by using these kind of methods, we also can save our biodiversity and also can live healthy and create an extraordinary environment. A clean environment and also a healthy environment with a lot of nature, with a lot of nature inside it. So thank you, guys.